give you some instruction on that. So here's me talking with my delightful recording voice. So I see you finished the first movie, and you have this whole everything all filled out and have been checked off with your purple cup or your orange cup, and all of your questions have been answered, and all of this stuff is all good, because we're going to be prepping for our second video, and we're going to be writing a little bit of a T-chart in this area, so let me show you. Okay, so make a line in the middle, and I'll bar across the top. Now, what word do you think is going to go in this one? Give you a hint. It's asexual, because we're going to be comparing asexual to sexual reproduction, so I'm going to write those in. Okay, so we've made our little T-chart. And in this box, I'd like you to write all of the advantages of asexual reproduction. So I'm going to write advantages. You're not going to write advantages, you're going to put like the advantages in here. So if you thought of anything that helped those aphids because of their asexual reproduction, it's going to be about aphids. Write it in this box. And then in this box, you guessed it, it's going to be the advantages of sexual reproduction for those aphids. Seem like a plan? So you're going to watch through the next video, and I want you to think about the advantages of asexual reproduction and the advantages of sexual reproduction. And you're going to put those in these boxes. So, like, if you think one is faster, you put that one in the box that's faster. If you think one, so on and so forth. Put them in the boxes, and we're going to watch that video now. And I'm going to pause and talk about it sometimes. So, yeah, let's get to it. So here's that next video. So aphids are cool because they do both sexual and asexual reproduction. And he jumps right off and starts in about how in sexual reproduction, you can change, and aphids can play this double card, and they're super cool.
Sex provides the opportunity for change. And one very formidable insect plays this double card with aplomb. This green aphid is populating the world with herself. She's a virgin, and cloning herself, she produces a genetically identical...
He just said she was a virgin. Now, if you can't remember what virgin means, it means that she's never actually had sex. She's never done sexual reproduction. So what kind of reproduction is this? It's asexual reproduction. And she's just popping out a whole bunch of babies. And listen to what he says next, because it's super cool.
Daughter every 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
The babies even have babies inside them.
Wow.
So the mother aphid nurtures her granddaughters even before they're born. Such prolific clones bent solely on breeding are easy pickings for others.
The word prolific means many. So such many clones make easy pickings, meaning they get eaten a lot. And this will tell you about some of the things that eat them.
This solitary wasp is laying her eggs in the aphid's body.
If you've ever seen the movie Aliens, or like Aliens and Predator, yeah, like that.
And they are a feast for voracious ladybirds.
Voracious means hungry.
Half the clones are born with wings to accelerate their expanding empire.
Wait a second. Half of them have wings, meaning half of them don't have wings, but they were produced asexually, so they should all be clones? I'm confused. Well, let me unconfuse you, if that was you. In DNA, all of our cells have the same DNA, right? So that means the skin cells in our arm have the same DNA as the muscle cells in our legs, right? So skin cells and muscle cells have the same DNA, like blueprints. But those blueprints can code for different things. So, yeah, in your skin cells, you have all the instructions you need to make muscle cells and brain cells and like eyeball cells and hair cells, but it is only told to make skin cells. Now, in these bugs, they have all of those instructions in their DNA to make wings or to not make wings. Except only half of them ever get those instructions from their mother to make those wings or not to make those wings. If you're still confused, or if I confused you more, go ahead and switch your cup and I'll come by to chat with you. Otherwise, we're going to continue on, because knowing that the same DNA can make different structures is really important for understanding this.
They disperse in the summer air to colonize neighboring plants. During the good times when plants are growing, each aphid races to copy herself. Males have no place and don't exist.
It said males have no place and don't exist. Why might they not need males to reproduce? I'll tell you the answer. It's because they're doing asexual reproduction, meaning they only need one parent. And think about how much longer it might take if they had to do sexual reproduction for each of those new aphids, which they said earlier took only 20 minutes to make a new aphid, an asexual reproduction. So that's why they said males have no place at this time.
Until later, when autumn draws near. Now the females suddenly switch to producing orange-colored babies. Some will be males.
So, just like they can decide whether or not to have wings, the mother can code, well, not code, but tell the DNA to build males as well as females. So, you do get males when it's time for them to do sexual reproduction. So, just like you can code wings and not wings with the same DNA, you can code males and females with the same DNA in this species of aphid. So, continuing on.
She engineers sex into her offspring because the coming seasons are unpredictable. The next summer might be very different from the one in which she was born.
So, it just said that seasons are very different, and you could agree. Every season is quite a bit different, and even winter to winter is not the same. Spring to spring is not the same. And when you don't know what season is coming up next and what it's going to be like, it's good to have options. So that's why they're going into sexual reproduction. And remember, we're writing advantages and disadvantages for the aphid, so I kind of gave you one. So you can write options for one of your answers. That's a hint. Continuing on.
To copulate, the aphids fly off to fruit trees.
Now, the word copulate is a fancy word for sex, except it's, big and sciencey, and sexual reproduction and sex is just as accurate, but that gives you a heads up of what you're going to be watching next. If it makes you uncomfortable, go ahead and skip to 3:15, 3:17 when she starts laying those eggs. Wait, that's in this video. I don't know what you would skip to. I'll let you know. Skip ahead 2 minutes. Skip ahead, yeah.
And when they mature, the females lose their wings, and the males turn as rampant as any red deer stag. Because they have dispersed, it's very likely that the mating partners come from different clones. Having sex with your own clone is the most useless sex imaginable. By opting for sex, the female aphid is cannily exploiting males from other clones to inject a bit of variety into her line when the future is uncertain. Her eggs will overwinter, and as the conditions next spring are unpredictable, she has produced a brood of dormant embryos which all differ from each other.
Okay, so 2 points I want to talk about. The first thing happened a little bit ago, but I'm hoping that those who skipped the video are back with me, because I'd like you to just hear what I'm talking about even if you didn't watch it. So, first thing, it said having DNA salad, right? Now, are clones different ingredients? Do they have different sets of DNA? The answer is no. So you can't make a good salad with the same ingredients. Now, another question. This egg, how is that produced? Asexually or sexually? And this egg compared to all the other eggs, will it be the same or different? And why might that be useful come an unpredictable season? So I'm going to continue on with the video.
Some are bound to survive. Genetic variability is a weapon to battle with environmental changes. In a perfect and stable world, it's likely all females of all species would prefer to clone. But getting rid of males is difficult once they're there.
So that was the second and last video. So once you've finished, that kind of makes it go in the way. Once you've finished that little tea table and have a couple things in each, or if you're stuck and can't think of any advantages in each, put your cup up. And as a bit of a spoiler, I'm going to be asking you to describe with your words the disadvantages of each. So you're going to write down the advantages like I instructed, and then I'm going to talk to you when I check your work about the disadvantages of each. So that's it. And as soon as you've done that, as soon as it's been checked, that's our plan for today. So you get to have quiet work time. See ya.